Right, just to showcase my gas explosion build, right? Here, this is what it looks like. So I've got tornado shot, I've got gas shot. There's aim at the floor because there's no enemies, and I've got rain of arrows and a curse. This is all part of my night. I played this build 3 different ways. So we'll look at the skills quickly. It's tornado, overabundance, so which allows me to have an extra 1. Slow down the enemies from the main. Create a fire exposure on the enemy, so therefore I can penetrate more fire hits on them and slow them down at the same time. Here's the kicker. My gas arrow does 205 damage. Cloud over time, yeah, 200, but that's over time. 280 over time. Too short. But I got 250 on an explosion of damage, which converts all physical damage into fire. So with that said, I need speed, so martial 25 more attack speed, increase the elemental damage, increase the physical damage because that gets converted anyway, and then I've got mobility just so I don't have to get slapped around whilst I'm shooting. So I need speed and movement. Rain of arrows, however, has acceleration, so the projectiles fall down faster. Ignition, so every time I hit, I have 100% more chance to ignite someone. And fire and infusion, add more fire damage, and culling strike just for bigger enemies. Flammability, strip away, so anyone that walks into the curse will be stripped away, exposing fire weakness. Burning inscription is the main one here, where it creates the fire for you, whoever goes through it, and it automatically ignites. And then just focus the curse on the zone, like more concentrated, and the casting speed. Defense wise, I've got Ghost Dance, which, well, as it says, it recovers your energy. Wind Dancer is another defensive buff. I'm sure you can read that in your own time, but it's based upon your evasion. So, and Grim Feast to get your energy shield back. This one, however, the Herald of Ash, every time you overkill someone, it basically creates an explosion, creating more ignited enemies around the area of who you just attacked. So, with that said, this is how it works. You can either put a curse and shoot, and it will explode. As you can see, his autumn instantly explodes, whereas if it wasn't there, it would just turn into gas. Slow them down. Slow them down. If I shoot it into it, it spreads the gas in 3 different directions. Slow them down, add the rain, and shoot. And then hopefully it will ignite whilst creating an area, as well as hopefully on hit it will create the flames. Or thirdly, I could do this and then add my curse, and it'll blow the whole thing up. So this is how it plays. Oh look, it's an enemy. Slow. So I'm creating and then use the curse. This is one of my main ways of playing. So tornado, rain of arrows to slow them all down, and then keep on shooting. And while the gases hit the tornado, it creates the area of effect for me. Second way, if I wanted to do a little bit more concentrated, make it more easy, I curse them. And then they just curse. Whoever walks into it will be ignited. There's quite a lot going on here, so I'll try to get into it. A place where you can see what's actually happening. Just give me a sec. Okay, I'll do this. So, get out of the way. So as you can see, as soon as they walk into the curse, they get lit with the symbol. Instantly, just shoot. that's how you take down bosses. So that's the easier way to do it. But sometimes you get enemies where they're all just about speed and they come at you. So having these tornadoes is really useful to slow them down. If it doesn't work that way, you can do that. Oh yeah, there's lots of gas everywhere. Lower their fire resistances. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, just blow them up. Right, and that is my gas build. Passive tree looks like this. Start from the middle. Essentially, you only fire one projectile, but what I've done is inside the ascendancies, when you get to that point, you can fire an additional projectile. Highly suggest that you go for this, depending on what type of build you're doing. But extra projectile is nice, as you only get one. So, in this case, I've got this. My weapon also gives me an extra projectile as well. Should do anyway. Or yeah, bow arrow fires an additional arrow, second from the bottom. So with that said, that used to be one. Now I can fire three. Makes a lot of difference. So yeah, there's that. So the passive tree, that's what I highly suggest. And then get this gathering winds, which allows you to increase your buff movement speeds, increased evasion, the per stacks that you have. So as you can see, there's a timer on the bottom that says 5, 6, 3, 2, 1. Once that goes, that is my stack. Stacks are just happen just by normal attacking. 1. Normally attack, and it increases my speed and movement. You only need 10 actions. That's all you need. So I highly suggest that. The tree wise is up to you how you want to go, but definitely get the quiver. All of this increases 30, 15, 45, 60, 80% of your quiver stats gets buffed by 80%. 100% work absolutely worth doing. This one, bow damage, there's some crit in this as well, but as you can see, this is shaped like a bow, so this is one of the key points. One of the key points about my build is that I've come all the way here. This is reduced stats, so I can have more but at reduced costs. But yeah, I've come all the way to the warriors bit just for this, the avatar fire. 75% of damage converted to fire damage and deal non-fire damage. This is how that's how I managed to get the gas build to work, because every time I'm firing, essentially I am doing fire damage, so therefore igniting the gas immediately. Everything else you get is just to amplify your fire damage or your chance to ignite and crit damage. But ultimately, that's literally how the build works. So if I go to my advanced settings, so my arrows will do critical damage 12%, 220. My explosions do 257 as standard, constant. So with that said, this is just the critical hits are just a tack on. For consistent damage, ideally I rely on the physical damage output, fire damage output, therefore getting my damage up to a total of anywhere between 3,200 and 6,600 right now, as you can see on screen. The crits are just a bonus that will tack on, but at least what my damage is consistent all across the board. And that is my gas build. Hope you enjoyed.